What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Welcome to the table. Today I want to discuss something that, based on the observations that I have on the content that I absorb, the things that I watch, in the open space and the manosphere and various channels and different content creators, there's a common theme that's going on what is it that modern women really have to offer. I mean, every time the question is asked, it seems to always fumble around. No one gives a precise answer. But before I get started, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you feel it necessary. You know it does wonders for your boy's self-esteem, so I appreciate it. Now, if you guys have been watching me, you know what I do on this channel. You know what goes down over here. I gets cooking. I get in the kitchen and I gets cooking. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Without further ado. So, why is this something that I want to discuss? A few of the people that do pay attention to my content have told me that I seem to focus and emphasize things on women. Well, that's not my intent. My intent is to focus on people collectively. Women, men, people collectively. Because I believe that there's a lot of times that, for various reasons, not a lot of people get to experience life on a broad scale, on a broad perspective. And I believe that experience and exposure helps to expand one's perspective and, their outlook on life. That's what I firmly believe. And so that's what led me to talk about this subject today. What do modern women really have to offer? One of the things I've often said is that if we have a change in the societal standard, if we have a change in the societal structure, then there needs to be new, I won't say propaganda, there needs to be new amenities. I'll say that. And what do you mean by that, Daniel? I mean that if you clock back in history to 1920, 30, 40, 50, and 60, men and women knew exactly what they were going to do. For the most part, meaning they knew their roles, they knew their positions, they knew who carried this and who carried this. They knew we were going to partner on this and we were going to do this. When it came to relationships, they knew this. But now that we have this modern day society, men and women have not changed in the sense of biology. We are the same, but our roles have changed. Our societal norms are different. We're dealing with things that we've never dealt with before. And why is this important? Well, it's important because it's causing a lot of confusion. And I believe that confusion is heavily on the woman's side more than it is on the men's side, because men collectively know what we're expected to do. We're expected to be the protector. We're expected to be the provider. We're expected to be competent. We're expected to be overall Superman in most case scenarios, right? That's what we're expected to do. And the problem is that we men know what we're supposed to do. But modern women, I don't believe, really know what they're supposed to do. So much so that when you ask them, hey, what do you offer a man? What is it that you bring to the table, right? The common answer is things that men bring. Resources, education, organization, and things of that nature. So it kind of got me thinking, why is it that modern women are borrowing standards and why are they borrowing the benefits of what men bring and then now taking ownership of that and presenting that back to men, saying, well, this is what you get when you deal with me as a woman? But then it's confusing because it's like, but those components are what I bring to the table. So you as a woman, what is it that you bring to the table that is different, that is unique, and that is not representing masculine traits? And that's the question, ladies. Because I really want to know. And I don't believe it's just me. I think a lot of men want to know. If you search on Google or YouTube, anything like that, and put, modern women or what do modern women bring to the table, there is so many interviews and things that come up about the questions on what is it that you bring to the table. And it's a constantly fumbling of what it is that you ladies truly bring to the table. And therein lies the problem, ladies. One of the problems. If you do not have enough basic sense to be able to explain you as yourself. Like, you know you. Like, you're with you every day. You should be able to convey those thoughts effectively. When a man says, what does it look like being with you? What exactly do I get by participating in potentially making you my woman or journeying down this road of a relationship? And so many women do not have a solid answer. Not one that excludes their education, excludes sex, which by default comes with all women. You guys have, of a JJ, so sex is definitely on the table. Your earning potential, things that really don't translate for most men as far as desirable. Because when a man thinks about a woman, he's not thinking about how much money she makes. He's not thinking about what kind of car she drives. He's not thinking about, does she have a 2-bedroom or 1? Does she have a house or a condo? Does she have a 401k plan? This kind of crap doesn't cross our mind like that. It's not that big of a deal. What we're looking at it as is, what am I going to get by involving myself with you from a very organic, energetic exchange? And so many women, because I don't think that they ever take time out to really ask themselves, what do I offer as a woman? And not the BS that is the music in the movies. So many ladies are allowed to borrow claims of greatness, claims of characteristics, claims of their individual, how do I put it? Individual privileges of sorts, without ever sitting back and thinking, am I really this? Am I really that? A fair assessment. And see, I was thinking about this and I was like, man, if I was the president, I would institute an executive order that every woman would have to have what's called a relationship resume. That resume would follow her from the time she starts dating until she finds a husband. And what that would give us, gentlemen, is that would give us the ability to look at the resume and be like, okay, so you dated a drug dealer. Okay, you dated a guy who played video games. Okay, so your body count's a little high. Why didn't you? Okay, that would be able to give us a fair assessment of who you are and who we're gonna potentially deal with. Just like a job. This whole notion that you can just sit in front of a man and bat your eyelashes that probably aren't yours, swing the hair that probably isn't yours either, and fool him and give him the illusion that you're great is nonsense. Fellas is waking up. Men now are more conscious and more aware of the BS that is female behavior than any time before in history. And I think what's starting to happen is that the tricks are starting to catch up with you ladies. See, now you're having to actually have something solid to say. Now you have to actually be something legitimate and not just say you are. Because the one thing that us woke men understand is we can see through the BS. When I was out dating actively, I used to laugh and chuckle on how girls used to think that they could fool me into the tricks in the game. Sweetie, I wrote a chapter in the book. Like, I helped create the game. You can't fool me. Like, what you think you're getting away with? Trust me, I done seen it time and time again. But anyway, not to get off topic. And so that's a part of the problem. We're dealing with a mindset that is housed and double dipped in delusion. And ladies, I'm sorry, but you are not the table. You're not necessarily special. And if you are different, then you should be able to take your words, use your words, and convey that to a man when he asks you? What they want to do is they want to say all of these things and say stuff without saying anything. And using, it's just like, like I love how when I hear women in interviews start saying stuff and we ain't got nothing to say, they end it with, or it's like, and like, No, I don't. Assume that I have no clue. Assume that I am completely and utterly ignorant to anything that has to do with you. And it is now your job to convey to me who you are. But so many women have been allowed to play behind who they really are. See, that's the problem. You guys are so used to being phony. You're so used to being fake. You're so used to giving us two versions. You give us the nice version and the patient version and the, I do this, I cook, I clean, or, I'm patient, or I'm not jealous. You give us that version of you. Then you hook a brother. Then you reveal the nutty side of you. The side of you that is possessive, jealous, immature, ignorant, and all of these things. And I'm sorry, ladies, that's just not gonna cut it. We got solid dudes out here now. We got dudes who are actually on their grind. We got dudes who are actually about their business. And if you plan on landing a quality man, then your job at base level is to be able to at least convey what the heck you bring to the equation that is a relationship with a guy like myself or one of these fellas out here. That's your job. If you're interested in the position, then you have to communicate and do it effectively. So many women are allowed to get away with talking like they're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. It's almost antagonistic. I've watched interviews. You know how when you talk to little girls and you say, you're bratty, and they're like, I know you are, but what am I? That's how I've observed grown women who have nothing to say that want to be like, well, no, the question is, what does he bring to the table? That's not what I asked you. I asked you what you bring to the table. Well, I'll tell you what I bring when you show me what you bring. No. And that's what I mean. It's the games. We're tired of playing the games. If a man want to play a game, there's PlayStation, there's Xbox, there's online games. He ain't trying to play with you. You, as a woman, need to be able to, at bare minimum, convey with words precisely what a man potentially is going to get by being with you and the benefit of you existing in his life. Not no BS of, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna be your peace, I'm gonna pretty much, let's just sum it up, I'm gonna wait till you get great and then I'm gonna sit back and benefit off of all what you're doing. Well, then what the heck he needs you for? See, women need to become more curious and more aware about what men want collectively, and then figuring out the man that's standing in front of him, what he wants and what he needs. If you're dealing with a businessman, you're gonna want to figure out what he needs. If you're dealing with a blue collar man, you're gonna want to figure out what he needs. If you're dealing with a man who's creative and so on, you're gonna want to figure out what he needs. And that requires work. And that's my last point. So many ladies now don't want to do nothing. They don't want to work. They don't want to work out. They don't want to have to improve on themselves. They want to be able to show up bare bones with little to no effort, nothing exceptional, nothing special, and reap all the benefits of your greatness, fellas. No, we're not having it. Ladies, if you expect for your relationship to sustain, to last, to grow, to be something that people would model after, to be something that people would envy, Well, it starts with you being able to, first of all, acquire skills that a man would want to keep, potentially marry, put a ring on. If you have nothing to offer, then it shouldn't shock you on why you're out here in your single status, and why the only type of a male attention that you can get is in the form of sexual attention or intimacy. But you're getting thrown back. Oh yeah, you're getting thrown back. And for those who have never been fishing, see, when you catch something as a fisherman that is not quality, it's not worth taking to the house, it's not worth taking to the village to feed the people, you chuck that joint back into the ocean. Why? Because it's a waste. It's not quality. So, ladies, you need to figure out, are you worth being caught and being kept? Or are you the ones that get tossed back into the ocean? That's what I want to talk about today. That's what I want to bring to you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I do it for y'all. And I'm going to continue to bring it on a regular basis. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for like 15 minutes or so today. And I'm going to go ahead and slide out the kitchen. Go ahead, if you have not already done so, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. And we're going to be bringing a new episode to you tomorrow. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. This is Daniel Rucker signing out. Take care of yourself.